We'll just look at bringing in objects. We'll start from there, bringing in objects. So let me import a background. Fireplace embedded. Let's look for a background. Okay. This is your keyboard. Okay, so when you import something like this, you can choose to right click before the thing drops. You see this X marked? It's because it's on transform mode. I said that in one of the classes. It's on transform mode. So before you drop it, you make the decision to whether you want to leave it that way or you want to
change it,
rotate it or anything. Like me, I want to rotate it. I can rotate 90 degree and it will become straight. But I have a method where once you take your mouse outside, you see the icon of the mouse changes to that. So that way you can move it, you can rotate it. Once you click on that area, you can rotate it anywhere you want. But if you want to rotate it and bind it to angles, I think it's 15 degree, you hold and shift. You see, it will bind it to 15 degree. This is 0. Are you watching the
yes, up.
Yeah,
yes,
up there,
yes.
above the mouse. This 15, 30. Just by moving it,
Yes.
75, and so it will get to 90, and maybe that's what you want. Like that's what I want. Then you can just increase. So for increasing, you come. I hold an Alt, so that it will increase on all sides. If I don't hold an Alt, see what it will. It will be increasing from one side, and I don't want that. I want it to increase from middle and all sides increased. Okay, so if you are okay with that, you can either click here or press enter on the keyboard. So it will commit it. When it's on transform mode, it will not be clear. Something you should take note of. Don't feel that the background is bad. It's just the transform mode. Once it's out of transform mode, you notice some clarity. Even though the background is very poor, but the clarity will be more than when it is in transform mode. So it's good to get used to this placing embedded.
Listen, 5. Okay.
I'm just going to play with some of the things we have taught before, and if there's anything new, I might just say it in the course of teaching it. So let's say, for instance, now this background is looking like something of a computer kind, robotics and all that. So let's think towards that direction, and maybe we want to create a design for it. So let's say the company is Boat Builder, BOT, short for robot, Boat Builders, and so we want to do a flyer design for them. So let's create a new layer, and the new layer is empty and is rightly above it, meaning that if we just start typing, you select your text tool and click. Before you click it, you are free to change the font type, and before you click on the canvas, even when you click save, you can also change it, but the effect will be affected from the point where the cursor is blinking. So I think I like this Niagara engraved because it's a condensed font. Condensed and engraved. Let me check how it will look like. Let me change the color to white. Change the color to white and click OK. The size is small, so let me increase it. You are seeing what I'm doing, Abi?
Yes.
From 30 to 52. I've not clicked to.
Yes, sir.
Now So immediately I click, you will notice that the layer will change to text layer.
Okay.
That's what it has been waiting for since. So I can just type what we agreed, which is bots. Okay. Let me increase the size. Oh, is this how this font is? I was thinking the font is. Anyway, I'll just manage it. There are some fonts that are not meant for some things. Let's just manage it. You know what I did now?
You take it down.
Just tell me the name of it. I taught it in the last class. I keep maxed.
Okay. So that, yeah. But you did it with shortcuts.
Yeah, no. I taught you the shortcut now. I leave you out of it. So I click maxed, and that's how the background became the color for the text.
Okay.
Okay, so let's add a shadow. We are used to this. What I just did is just to click mask. So, but let's add a shadow. Let's add a shadow to the boat. Select the boat. Go to FX. Add drop shadow. That's the one at the bottom. And dialog box appears. You see the distance. I'm increasing the distance so it falls off. Excuse me. And I increase the size so it will feather out. Excuse me. Alright, so I put a shadow and I increase the size just now, so if you want to see it clearly you can see, but I don't like to make my shadow obvious, just subtle. Okay, and that's it. So one of the things I've been stealing to just show you, not like I've taught you, but I've always gone there to take some commands. Like if you see now, you see this look of it. If you want to make it look like a gradient, because this is black, this is green, and you know what the gradient is mixture of colors. What I like to do, the trick I do is to turn it to Gaussian blur, from blur, Gaussian blur, and increase the size of it. Now it's 5.1, but I will just increase it, and you'll notice that evenness. This is one of the things I do with my design. That you'll notice, you see the gradient now is popping up.
Yes.
It's not just that background again. So the thing is acting on the background, not on the text. You see, it's the background I selected.
Yes.
And you see the effect, this thing icon there showing that you have applied an effect to that layer. Okay, so that's exactly one of the things I do, and it makes my design pop. I don't stress myself. In CorelDRAW you have to create a gradient. And if you actually try to do the Gaussian blotting, CorelDRAW is heavy. CorelDRAW, once it becomes heavy, it's heavy. Photoshop is also heavy too, but Photoshop has a way of managing it. So for me, I feel that this is quite okay. So that's the gradient trick. That's gradient trick for you to know. Now, sometimes there are other tricks I do. Your clients can just say, I don't like the color. Green is not my thing. Please do blue. It's very easy. Once you just have this, you can choose to select an adjustment layer and click mask it above it. Now all adjustment layers, they all have the click mask icon at their property. You see it there?
Okay.
And that's a click mask icon. If you don't also use it, you can use the shortcut to work. So you can just press Ctrl Alt G. And why I'm click masking it? I don't want it to affect any other thing that will be on the background. I want it to be only this guy. Okay. And you know that this guy is click masked to this. So I'm making this command to be click masked to this. The thing is acting on this one, that's the hue and saturation that I chose. That's the adjustment layer now. Is acting on this guy. Why this guy is hiding behind You understand? Click masking now. Masking is hiding and revealing. So that's exactly what's happening here. So I'm going to be adjusting this, and it will be affecting the color. Then when you want to really adjust anything that has to do with hue and saturation, just know that you are dealing with colors, and all the things about the color. Hue means color, change the color. So you have one panel, hue. Saturation means make the color pop or make it down. I thought this thing.
Yeah.
Then lightness means make the color lighter or darker. You can have dark red, light red. That's where you. So these three commands, we have other features, but these three commands is just basics for you. So I can just start playing with the color now, especially when the client says, "Give me blue." So I'm going backwards, giving me something behind green. And if you know the way color is arranged in, if you just understand your rainbow, if you know your rainbow consists of Roy beef. If you remember, if you're a science student, you remember Roy beef. Roy beef means R for red, O for orange, Y for yellow, G for green, B for blue, I for indigo, V for violet. Then you come back to red. That's exactly what you are seeing here. Roy beef. R for red, O for orange. Orange is in between. Let me just click colorize so that it will be clear. Pop up the saturation. You see the red?
Yes.
Now I'm going to orange. You are in orange now. You are seeing this now, right?
Yes.
So we'll go for yellow, and we are leaving yellow. We are in green. Roy beef. Remember, you are in G now. Now blue. We are going for blue, and you see blue now very soon. You're seeing blue now. It's popping up. Yeah. So blue, we'll get the darker blue. Then we are going for indigo, and we'll still get to indigo. That's one you call purple sometimes.
Yes.
And then you go for violet. That's a lighter purple too. Confuse people. So we'll get back to red. We are back to red, and it means we are already back to here. So because what is here at 360 is the same thing as what is here at 0. Okay. 360 is equivalent to 0. You understand? So this thing is hue and saturation is arranged in a color wheel. And when you say wheel, is a circular thing in degrees. 0 degree is equivalent to 360 degree. 90 degree is equivalent to no, it's not equivalent to anything. But just know that you have this 0 degree and 360 degree. Once you get to 360 degree, it's assuming you have gotten to 0 degree. You understand? So because you have finished the clock. Alright? So that's basically the hue. I'm just playing the hue going around. Now you notice that I click colorize. Is a different thing entirely. If you don't use colorize, you'll be, as you are moving, the color is changing, okay, but the color is mixing with the original color that came with this work yes. Or this layer. So that's what is happening if you don't use colorize. The new color, like where we are right now in this calibration, is blue, but you know that this thing came green, so this thing is going to mix with blue to give us whatever is there. If I move further a bit, let me move further a bit. We are in indigo now, but it has mixed with green to give us this. So it's a mixing thing, and you know that we have primary colors and secondary colors. What gives birth to secondary colors is when primary colors come together. Yes. You get. So that's exactly what's happening here. But when we click colorize, what happens is that it does not obey that mixing again. You must obey the color that is on our hue. That's what is happening. So you see that red is red. Where we are right now at the red point is exactly what is giving us at colorized level. So you should know when to use this. Just know when to use it. So that's, if you need it, you know when to use it. So yellow, green, we'll get to blue. So let's say the client chose blue, so we're in blue now. If the person wants lighter blue, we can increase the saturation. You know that if you drop the saturation, it will turn to harsh color, and that's desaturated. So but if you pop up the saturation, the blue will be obvious. Now, if you pop up the lightness, the blue will become a light blue. And if you take it down, it become a dark blue. And because it's gradient, you'll be seeing some blacks coming out and blue still remaining in some places. It's just your choice. Your choice around this thing. Just what you want. Okay. If you pop it up too much, you will notice that the black runs away. So it's up to you. For me, I like to keep it shiny. Somewhere around here is shiny. So you have dark areas, light areas, dark areas, light areas. Okay, let me just see if I can get the picture. My mind. Okay. Okay, so this is it. Now, you see this thing? Let me just show you what I did using this as an example. For me, it's very, very easy. If you follow the basics, that's why I said that these ones are like advanced, but there's no such thing as advanced if you know basics.
Like you know the technology,
exactly, the technicalities around it. Basically, the tool that is used here is pen tool, which works like polygonal lasso tool, and lasso tool combined. When we get to pen tool, when I start teaching pen tool, just see pen tool as a combination of lasso tool and polygonal tool in one. Meaning you can do lasso and do polygonal if you want while you are using the tool. You understand? Then plus it's a vector. It's a vector tool. Meaning whatever I create is a vector tool. It's not creating an imaginary line like selection tool. But however, if you know how to use your if you know how to use your lasso tool and polygonal tool, you are just, for me, 80% close to understanding how pen tool works. So pen tool P. Okay. So let's say we want to coil so many things around this BOT. I know it's not something we can finish here, but let's just play a little. Want to coil. So the first thing is, for this design, I had to think about it. Let me say the cloth is coming from up, and the cloth is going away. So what am I going to do now? Where am I going to coil? So I say, okay, I'll bring it in here, coil it around the O, take it through the back, bring it to the 5, coil it around this place, and from there take it away. That was all. Where the cloth came back was here. But don't worry, it's just the imagination. The only thing in design is you live with the imagination in your head and sell it. So let's play with this a little bit. Let me bring this BOT to the center because I don't want to do much. So bring it to the center. Maybe increase the size a bit. Okay, so we'll start with the D now. Okay, caps lock. Make sure it's not on so that you can see the icon of the tool you are using. So the thing about this tool also is that when you click, the next place you click will join with the first place you click. Okay. So we'll click once. We're bringing it from outside now. That's why I'm taking it outside. I'm bringing it from outside, and let's say we make it coil around the T before it goes behind the O, comes out through this opening of the O, over the O, goes behind the B. Are you getting the idea now? Goes behind the B and come out through this the bar of the B and goes away. Would that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's try it. So we'll bring in the first one, and what I did in that one was that I did all of them 1 1.
Okay.
1 1. So normally I would have just done everything using the pen tool to the end, but what I did there was I did everything 1 1. So let's say the one that is coming from outside, we meet this guy here. We'll stop here because it's going behind the T. I get it now. So we'll stop somewhere around here. So very close to the T, very close to the edge of the T. I will just click, bam. But you see, I will not just click alone. I would like to make it look not look straight. But if you watch this design, you will see that it's not looking so straight like that. And so I played with it, some kind of like all this place is bent to make it really mimic a cloth. Okay, so I will undo and show you how I did that. So in using pen tool, when you click once, it gives you a straight line. But when you click and hold, it's going to hold that thing. Now when you drag, it starts bending the line. That's the way it functions. So if I click and drag, see, I'm dragging towards a side. So you are free to drag wherever you like. It will just bend like that. I think I like it falling off like that. I can make it look like that, falling off like that. So we didn't choose color, free color. So let's take black so that we see what we're doing. Then reduce the, take away the outline completely. Not reduce, take it away. We don't need it. We just want to be seeing fill. Now, why I gave you that color is because you have not, like I think the last one polygonal tool. When you start, you must close. You understand? So, but what pen tool does, it will help you to close first, even though you are not true. But it's still following you. Like the pen tool is still. If you click anywhere now, you continue. You get. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here because I'm assuming that the cloth size should be like that one. So I'm going to click here. Bam. Now I've made a mistake. Okay, so this bending is controlled by these two handles. You understand? So I really need to work on this handle if really I want a straight edge. As far as this handle, they are called handles. They help to do the bending. Like I can go back now and continue the bending. Can I? Yes, I can. With the Alt key, hold down. I can continue the bending. You understand? But you see, it's happening on one side. The handles happen on one side. Why this side? We control the one we are going to draw, which we have not drawn. But once we draw it now, to control it. But you see, when I drew it first, like if I click, it bends. So if I don't want that bending, this is the handle I will control. I'll just hold down Alt, and I'll take that handle back inside, meaning I don't want bending. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell it. So when I click now, it will be straight.
To just come down straight.
Just come down straight. So now let me use this to go and meet the other guy there. So I'll just come here, and of course, I'm going to bend or click and drag. You see that? Though your screen will move because of the handle. The longer the handle, the better the curve. So if your screen will move, most times you zoom out to help you. So this place is not visible. So even if I click here, nobody will know that I did a bad job there. You get? But because this is a place that is very, very important. So you can come and work on these edges. We have a separate tool for that. If you come down here, you have this tool called Direct Selection Tool, and we have another one, Path Selection Tool. Path Selection has just black or true. You understand? What it means is that to select everything, but I don't want it to select. I want you to select a point. So Direct Selection Tool, the name direct, it will even help us. So Direct Selection Tool. Okay, so I just take it. And sorry, first of all, you have to click once to tell it that that's one I want to move. So when you click once, you see this one will be on. Let me use Direct Selection to show you something. Direct Selection tool, I told you this guy selects all. But when I select the Path Selection tool, it selects all. When I select the Direct Selection tool and I come close, you will see that they are all white. Anyone I want to select now will be showing blue. These tiny things now they make people know they know Photoshop. These tiny things you are seeing here, very important. This thing I can't, even if I zoom in for that, it will still be showing you that side. So I can't zoom in for you to see very big. But this tiny thing is very, very sensitive. So if I select it, it means that's the only part that will be selected. That's the only part. Now if I move the arrow button, have I not selected it? Okay, I'm not. If I move the arrow button to be moving, are you seeing it? It means I have control only on that angle. That's exactly what is trying to be done. So for me, I can just take the mouse and make it go to where I want, can come close, go to where I want. What I want is I just want it to overlap the T a little bit. Not that it should be inside. So I just read out. Because when a cloth is covering something, you know that to cover it, part of it. It's actually real or very cloth. So I have already formed that illusion now. So let me finish up the drawing. So I said that the cloth goes through here, comes out through here, and maybe just like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create another layer. This first cloth, you understand? You can rename it cloth 1. May you see design where they take time. If once you see how they boss your hair, I wish I'm not downloading now. I'll show you the work here, the layers. So you will see it. So I'm going to take the pen tool again, P for pen tool, and this one is to meet up or to continue this cloth from here. So what I'll do is, it depends. If we say the cloth comes here, squeezes at behind, we are not seeing the squeeze, but comes through here. So we can do something like this. Let me see. I'll take it from here. Then somewhere around here, this is where I'm hoping it should create the curve, and I create the curve. I break the handle. To break the handle very fast, instead of pulling it, you just hold an Alt and click on that place or up point, and the handle will break. You know, before I just dragged it back inside, but I can just break it from there. Then, because I need a straight curve or not too curvy something, so I can make that one to look bulgy a bit. I get it? It's just bulgy at the edge there. Okay, then come back here where I'm closing it, click and drag to cover up. Okay, now I want to work on the parts of this one separately, so I'll take the direct selection to A. So I take the direct selection to, I select this part first. See, I can, sorry, let me take the pen tool. The tool I'm looking for is this one. Let me show you. The pen tool has many of all these, but this one, convert point to, it always shows up when you hold an Alt. Okay. Especially when you go close to what you want to do and you are holding an Alt, it will show up. You get? So that way I can use it to create this bending. That's what that point does, convert. Let me undo. So, but once I click on it and create the bending, I stop. I pick up one of the handle. Still holding an Alt to make it bulgy, not straight. Nothing can ever be straight, especially clothes can ever be that straight. Especially when you are doing something realistic. Don't try to make it look so straight. So I do the same for this. It's the same adjustment. Hold on. Let me use the direct selection tool to select it first. Hide this guy. And take the pen tool. Okay. I just learned. So I stop it there. And hold on the Alt. That's curvy nature is what I want. So let me bring back that guy. So adjust it. So we'll call this cloth 2. Cloth 2. Okay. So we'll take the cloth 3 up a little bit. You see how so?
Another layer.
So we have a new layer here already. I'll take the pen tool and I'll take it from here. And just quickly make it bulgy and break it. This thing did not change to black. Okay, so it goes. Okay, wait. This one is going behind.
Yes.
Later we'll treat it. Let me just take this here. No, it's too down. Let me take it up a bit. Break it. That bend. Close it with click and drag and curve. Okay. Then over here we'll do the same thing, another layer. A little bend. Bulginess. Again. Okay, so this one is going behind, and this one is going on top, and this one is coming behind. Okay, so this is where to come behind and get up to here. I like that bend. No, it's not even get there, so this is where to get to. Okay, it will come to, yeah, correct. To come to. There's not even need for bending here, just straight because to come to. Just need to work on this. Shit. Sounds like not this, are we? Alright, so the last one, the last layer. Take it from there. Okay. Make it curve like this. Okay, the last one. Oh my gosh, from outside. No, break it. That one will not show, so take it like that. Just take. Okay, so